Yeah, we cool.
Yeah, as far as the audio, yeah, we Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So we back, and to finish things off the Travis Scott thing and shit like that. I forgot what we were talking about as far as like before I was about to change it and shit.
I was referring him to another thing. I don't remember exactly what I was talking about.
Well, he just dropped a song with what was that, Thugger and MIA last night.
Oh, he did it? I ain't heard that though.
Yeah. Everybody say MIA fucked the record up. I'm not a Travis Scott, like, I'm not crazy about him.
Wait.
I don't like his... I like
MIA
his,
the chick who make
vibe
Paper Planes?
Yeah.
I ain't heard him in a minute.
Yeah.
I ain't heard him in a minute.
She probably don't like the hook or some shit.
I'm not mad at him for the McDonald's deal. Like, you know,
Right.
his fans is white, so I'm not like.
So
go ahead, go eat the McDonald's.
With that being said, remember when Mary J. Blige had her commercial?
That was different.
How? Because she was singing for the chicken?
Don't shit on Aunt Mary like that.
No.
We don't bring
But
that
she
up.
didn't have
That
her
was,
own...
Oh, we going to discard that.
We got
Was
discard.
it her own, like her own chicken nugget thing, or was
No,
it?
it was just she was just doing
She
a
was
commercial.
just doing a commercial for the joint.
Yeah, and
it's
it
kind
was
of
a song.
different for Travis
It's
because he's has his
like
own,
a theme song.
and it was cringy as fuck.
He kind of being his own.
was.
What you call him?
Really?
Fried chicken. That shit was bad.
You never ate chicken and sung about the chicken? You never? Yeah, this chicken good as shit. This
I'm
chicken
sure she
make
can,
me
I'm sure
wanna
she can
dance.
take that back. She can definitely take that.
Yeah.
Anytime I listen to it, I be like,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to listen to that, like, you know, but it.
No, like when it come on, like if I
Oh
see
no, it ain't that
somewhere,
cringy and shit. I wouldn't want to listen to it.
I know. I get second hand
I don't think
embarrassed.
it's that bad. And then at
It
the
ain't
end of
that
the
bad.
day, you know what I'm saying? When you
A nigga sing about some
you get
chicken for
paid
some
and
white
you
woman.
really gotta do something like, you know what I'm saying? You give them some like little something like that for it. You get it.
What's wrong with it?
I'm not
check
singing
for it.
about no fried
I ain't
chicken for
really
no
that
white corporation.
But listen,
Why?
they slapping you.
Because
with
I ain't.
If they giving you $2 million, all you gotta do is rap about some sing about some chicken nuggets. I can do that.
Yeah, give me
I
the
can
money.
do that.
Show me the money.
Now, if I
I
was
could
like
throw some
Pusha
goofy
T
ass-
with the jingle, because you know Pusha T, or the clips, both of them did da 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 da.
What is it?
If it, I would do that. Like I
Like
would
gave him
create a
that
jingle.
little-
Yeah, but you're not actually
Using
singing
my
about
likeness, yeah, I'm not gonna use my likeness.
this chicken
This
sandwich.
no, that's some
But
Aunt
the
Jemima
branding,
shit.
but
No, I ain't
the
doing that.
branding for that would be good for you though. Like it'd
It would, but to black people it look crazy.
Yeah, that's
You
what-
do,
You look
but
like
when you look at it, but-
it's cooler.
but every-
it's coonery.
Okay.
I will understand, but at the same time, you
It's
see
shucking and
why
jiving.
you did it.
It's shucking and jiving. It's not cool.
You see why? I don't think it's chucking and jiving either. I think if it like I say, like right now, if a person came to me like, dog, we'll give you, let's say, 50,000 right now just to do a little slide commercial. You just say something. It ain't gotta be super crazy. It ain't gotta be super lyrical. Just something a little catchy. I could do that.
No, it gotta be some type of entertainment it's kind of like it either gotta be a rap or a song to make it draw. If you come up with like some type of
catchy, like
yeah, but like you saying as far as the ba 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 ba, it ain't like da 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 good chicken.
Yeah,
Like, it ain't no shit like that. Like,
But I feel like that they
Yeah,
probably
that's
asked her that for like a
out of
little pizzazz. Like if they asked her to do a little jingle for the joint.
Pull that joint up
I
real
think
quick.
they
Which
they
one?
probably-
The Mary J. Blige one, because I think you
think they- you
don't
think they-
remember how it was.
Maybe, but do you think they asked her for that, or you think she did that on her own?
she probably did it on her
They
own,
100%
or somebody
asked
wrote
her
it and
for
just
it.
wanted
Yeah,
her.
you think
She, she had to execute whatever was there.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think she probably like did just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna do it just for the fact. I think they probably asked her to put that on. Like,
And it's
put that
crazy
on,
because I don't
like,
think she got no wild check for that shit.
And then for that, I wouldn't.
She probably eat the food and was like, fuck it, y'all gonna give me the free shit.
But then anything at the same time, you know, what I mean, they probably. She married J. Blige, though, so I'm pretty sure they paid her some bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? It may not be super crazy, but it was some bread.
Same thing.
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, free cheeses, fresh dressing wrapped up in the
I don't feel a way about
But I
it.
think it's supposed to be kind of comical in the same thing. You
I don't think so.
so.
I don't think it's supposed to be comical.
I
But
think it's kind of funny and kind of and goofy at the same time to me. I like it in the script. It's like, all right, you got Mary J. Blige singing this.
you know what it sound like?
For the chicken sandwich. It's funny and it kind of gets you catchy. It's like, all right, you got Mary J. Blige.
It's
singing
not
it.
that
Yeah.
catchy. But you know what it remind me of? It remind me of some shit that you would play in the middle of a commercial during fucking some black shit. Like if fucking, let's say, In the House was on and
Or the
shit.
Super Bowl or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Like,
even that. In the House is on and shit. It's a hip hop like show. Then you bump that shit right after at the commercial break and shit. That's where you slide that in, like.
All right, so that's different to me than like remember when McDonald's used to have, because McDonald's sometimes used to have some dope ass joints. Remember when niggas would be rapping and all that?
Yeah.
Like but it was different that one is different. That one don't sit.
I feel like
That one don't sit as good with me as the other ones that they have done in the past. Crispy chicken. No, I'm not fucking. I'm not rolling.
You know how easy
I'm
that
not rolling.
you know, whatever she got paid. You know how easy that probably was for
But
her.
that's what I'm saying. Like you look at the bread and how much they was paying for you to probably do that shit. It'd be like,
But she probably looked at the
I'm not
backlash
doing
from
that.
it as in like, nah, I'm cool.
I mean, what kind of backlash? I
but
don't
yeah,
think
but I'm
I
saying
don't
like
think
how much
backlash.
backlash did she really get
It's
from
black
doing the
people who would
McDonald's
deem
joint?
that shucking and jiving,
It
and
was.
it would look at,
shucking and jiving.
and it okay, and they would.
Y'all don't think that was
I
shucking
don't
and
think so.
jiving?
I don't think
I
so.
mean, I guess because you're technically you black and you shouldn't be singing for chicken and shit like that.
No, I
Just
feel as
because
though-
based off like the shit with the stigma on chicken and watermelon and black people and shit like that.
I feel like checking and jiving is more to the like, all right, well, Terry Crews type shit. Again.
No, that's cooning.
Cooning. I think
That's
he
Uncle Tommy.
he chucking and jiving, man.
Shucking and jiving is
You
more
can't
like.
tell me that nigga wouldn't dance like the WB frog for the
Yeah,
right.
yeah, shucking and jiving is more like. They said Sammy Davis Jr. was like the biggest fucking like shucking and jiving. Like it's like when you are. Okay, that's like minstrel. I'm
blackface
being
shit.
extra, but yeah, that's like minstrel in the new
You
age.
stereotyping your own people and shit
Blackface,
like that.
Yeah, blackface minstrel level. Like, if imagine if she was if she was singing about watermelon in that same aspect. Would you feel the same? Would you feel like it's just a
Watermelon is good though, so
It
it's
is.
I
It
get what
is.
you're saying. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't know. I didn't really look at it that big of a.
See, but that's what I'm saying. It's people who don't look at it like that. You're not looking at it from the big picture of you making not all black people, but as a black person, you look crazy right now.
Yeah.
But I'd have took the check.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't think I wouldn't have passed it.
I'd have took the check.
I just would have had to find a really creative way to do it. Like, cause remember back in the day when niggas used to be making them raps about McDonald's and shit,
Yeah.
it was hot. It didn't feel like whatever. But you know, we all millennials here, right?
Mm.
And it's interesting because the Zoomers who are
Yeah.
underneath us, they hate us and they love the Gen Xers who was
Before us.
before us, and they said that we accepted a lot of things that
That wasn't right, basically.
like we did a lot of shucking and jive. We was just happy to be in the room.
That,
Like
wait,
when
wait,
you
what
go, they gave a lot of different examples. The Tyra Banks show. Remember how she used to come at people for having their hair, natural.
Nappy and shit,
She used to
right.
come at. She used to lighten people's skin on the show. Like
Right.
she used to do a bunch of wild shit.
But that comes with the industry that she's and she know the game
That-
you gotta play.
and that's how
so-
we looked at it. That's how
Yeah.
we looked at it. They look at it like, no, y'all niggas was just happy to be in the room and y'all was willing to accept any and everything just to be a part of something. Like the millennials. That's how they kind of look at us.
They retarded then.
Yeah, I find
No,
it.
Because this is the whole thing.
I think we crawled so they could walk. They look at us
Yeah,
like
that's what I
that.
was getting ready to
But at
say
the end of the
myself.
day, we did that so y'all can,
I was about to say, instead, like even the people before us, I'm pretty sure they had to do
exactly.
what they had to do for us to get in our positions to do what we did. Like,
But the
you know
reason-
what I'm saying?
the
it
reason-
goes like you just said. Like it comes in steps. Like,
Right. But the reason why they respect the Gen Xers more is because the Gen Xers had shit like A Different World. They had shit like The Cosby Show. It was a balance. With us, we lost the balance.
But those people are from like the
hold on,
60s era.
all
So.
right. What is the millennial?
Age group?
Yeah, base.
And
And like
the oldest millennials are like 38, 39 right now. And then the youngest are like 25.
all right.
So that's like the.
See,
that's
I
like
fully
the-
don't get the full millennial. Like, what is the millennial type?
25 to 39.
Yeah,
No, like
25,
what
39.
is like? All right, so what is?
Keep it those like the 90s
We,
babies.
we are the only people.
Alright.
We were active before internet and active since internet. Like we
Yeah.
are that generation.
All right.
We are.
We was
the
around
last
when YouTube
generation-
came out and
Yeah,
shit.
we
Like,
was the last generation before internet that went outside and
Mm.
played tag and house and all that other
it's
shit.
like when motherfuckers be like, man, I was around when they first put out microwaves and
Right,
shit
right,
like
right,
that.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Like,
right, right.
And then
before
after-
microwaves.
After that, you got the
So-
Gen Xers. I mean the Zoomers. Excuse me. They the Gen Z.
So those are
How could
motherfuckers that was
you-
born
how
in
could you-
2000
Yeah.
and up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how could you? I don't understand. How could you hate? You know what I'm saying? I
The
don't
same
know.
reason.
They just think that the Gen Xers was a little more badass. They think the Gen Xers pushed the envelope a little bit, and then we didn't push it. We
There was
just
nothing to push. In our era, you can legit. This is my whole thing. In our era, when YouTube and World Star came out, you couldn't be shocked by nothing. You can get it on the internet. You want to see someone shit in a cup and eat it? I can Google that. You know what I'm saying? So what's the new pushing the envelope for us?
I guess what they're doing now, I guess, is what they're saying. They're saying that they hold things. You can't. Tyra Banks couldn't possibly have that show today. You know,
because people would complain on Twitter and add her and just drive her timeline crazy.
We didn't push the envelope as
we
much.
seen nothing wrong with it at all. It was
I
the
feel
it was
like that's
it was the
definitely- I
hit
feel like
show.
That's definitely wrong because you had stuff or you had shows that definitely pushed the envelope
But-
on things like
Wait.
Let me think
Time
for a
out.
second.
So are they mad at Tyra Banks or are they mad at us for watching it?
They just look at it like we were like
But in that time,
just
people
But
like
here's the
accepting
thing.
of the things that was just going on and shit.
But-
yeah, we didn't like the '60s. They fought. They pushed something to something. Then the next generation they fought. They pushed to something. They wanted proper black representation, which
So
brought
what
in the
about-
Cosby
so what
Show,
about
which brought
the-
in this,
the-
that.
the
And then
Rodney
we were
King
just
shit?
like, oh yeah, we great, like you know.
All right,
we don't need that.
so what do you call it? So what do they call it? Like the Rodney King type shit that happened? Because
That was the 90s.
1994.
That was the Gen Xers generation.
That's their. So all right.
Because
All
we was
92.
babies.
I was 92.
We
right.
was-
So
we was
all
babies.
right. Then our goes from what you said 25 to.
25 to 39.
39.
I'm just trying to think and get everything together and shit. Like okay.
Well, I think a lot of it is like we as millennials. First of all, people don't understand that we have experienced almost every. We've lived through a pandemic. We lived through a war. We've lived through the recession, like the Great Depression all over again. We've lived through internet. We've lived through we've had so many different
9/11.
9/11. We've had so many different. Not saying because everybody older than us, of course, went through the same thing.
Yeah,
but we went through
polio
this.
and shit like that.
We went through this as like coming of age. We saw
Yeah.
all this shit. Then we had the first black president. We experienced that.
Right.
We have seen and been around for a lot to be still young.
Yeah.
Like we've experienced a lot. So the last thing I feel like was on our minds was like what was on TV.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Even
really,
in those times, you still was young, so what can you really do?
Right,
What
we don't
militia
really
can
have-
you form at 12, 13,
and we didn't have
shit
social
like
media where everyone had
Yeah.
a fucking opinion.
Yeah, and be so
everyone,
aware of certain
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
I was ready to say that. Like,
Yeah,
I was just talking to this to my brother. Like, as our age growing up, I know like shit was still going down, but we wasn't so
that. Opinionated on
and even
online.
being open to see as much as we see now. Like certain things, like you knew stuff was going down, but like and you kind of, I ain't gonna say you was kind of blind to the fact, but you really, it didn't stop you from doing whatever the hell you feel as though you was going to do during your time. So it's not like,
But we were like,
you know what I mean? Now,
we was not naive. We was hopeful because we came from the Cosby.
right?
Like we
That
was
lineage,
watching
like,
we
that's
was
what
watching
were taught
Cosby
off of.
reruns.
Right? Yeah.
but we
so
also
niggas
ran
thought-
from Def Comedy Jam too, so
Right, but niggas thought that they was going to college. Niggas thought that we think about race relations and coming up in our age from 2000 going up. Do you remember any like real big shit about race?
other than the essential cop killing black man shit,
When?
I'm pretty sure. See, it
I
wasn't
know
as
it was
big
happening,
as,
but what I'm saying is, do you remember?
no, because nobody had a camera phone.
Yeah,
And your
outside
camera
of the
phone was
day-to-day,
shitty,
you
if you
knew,
did have one.
you knew cops was like fucking sickening. They was right
Yeah.
around. But what I'm saying is, we were the hopeful generation. We seen Bill Cosby. He was a doctor, fucking what you call him, a lawyer, whatever. You know, we thought that shit. We kind of almost thought that was in the past, kind of. We
Yeah.
knew that civil rights movement happened, but it seemed like at that time
Yeah.
we were kind of getting past it. And I think that the Gen Zs are like, how the fuck did y'all think that? Because they get access to see so much shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they like, what? How
I
did
mean,
y'all...
yeah, they got access to Google, Wikipedia, and all that type
Right.
of shit. So yeah, they could go back and research shit. But when you in it, you don't know what's going on and shit. Your whole concern is going outside to chill with my friends, and you going through your life shit.
Right.
First time you smoking weed is around that time and shit. First
Right,
time
right.
you drink or whatever the case
having
may be.
actual cop
Yeah, you're going through life and shit. So
and actually seeing racism at its first
Yeah.
hand,
Right.
and you know what I mean, and getting your full surroundings of what's going on in this world and shit. Because you going in there that you don't know about,
Right.
you only know about what people tell you. For you to actually experience is a whole different thing. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So
You know how old I feel when my son asks me stuff like, and the only response I can give him is, it was just a different time back then.
Right.
Like, that's all I can
Mhm.
say. Like, because I'm 32, like, it's hard as shit for me to admit, because that's some shit that my grandma was saying. I would be like, the fuck you mean it was just a different time? Like,
Yeah.
no, that's not an acceptable answer.
It's
But
not,
when you
but
start
that's it.
getting older, it's true.
Like-
it was a different time.
Like the fact that in early comedy years and whatnot, you could get on stage and say, "Oh man, it's a lot of faggots outside, right?
Mhm.
Oh man, these gays, man, I wouldn't let a faggot touch me with a 5-foot pole." Like, but now if you say that in this era, it's not acceptable. Like, period. Like, you can't even say it as a joke. It's more so like a slanderous word that it only spews hate when you say it. Like,
you know something else, I feel as though, like, I also feel like with the people of now, I think like certain things they also do push. I feel like all the time is not always is a necessary.
I agree.
Like certain things, like, all right, like when people they talk about sexuality or talk about like gay rights and stuff like that, I feel as though like that is a conversation for grown people to have that type of decision. For you to put it in like
kids and shit like
cartoons
that.
and stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like no, you shouldn't. I feel like they're too young for that.
Right.
I feel like that shouldn't be in there. Like,
right.
you know what I mean?
So I hear you. So
But the
let me ask you
demographic
this.
at that joint is just diversity. That's all. That's really.
Yeah.
I get it, but
I
at the
hear
same
you.
time, I feel like that just opens their mind up too quickly for
Qu-
that.
question.
But look, I hear you, right? But let me ask you this, because this is what a gay person. Well, I'm gay, clearly.
Yeah.
But the whole cartoon thing, I'm no here, no there. I don't give a fuck. But my question is, when they push heterosexuality also on children,
Mhm.
because period,
Yeah, I feel like
sexuality
period.
period shouldn't
Be
be
in
pushed on
cartoons.
children in cartoons.
Yeah.
So the counter to what you were saying is, okay, well, when the fucking princess is fucking kissing on an animal, that's bestiality. Nobody had nothing to say about that.
Right, like
When-
what the fuck was that? Snow White or some shit? No, not Snow White.
Yeah,
Some other
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, it's
No-
Beauty,
nobody-
but that too and shit.
Right, Shrek. Like,
Yeah.
nobody gave a fuck when they was fucking with animals or
Right.
creatures. Nobody gives a fuck when they fucking with, when it's a girl and a boy,
Right.
heterosexuality. So when it comes to homosexuality, why is it this push against when all sexuality should
Yeah,
not
like,
be
I just feel as
exposed
though
in front
all of
children?
it shouldn't. It just none of that should be in there, especially for children. Like I feel as though it's kids. Let them be kids.
Mhm.
Like this is the best. Like these is the only times they're gonna have the chance to be actual kids. You know what I mean?
But did
So let
anybody
them be
say
that.
that when Beauty and the Beast was out?
No, that
Right,
that
why
goes
not?
into the things of what
But-
you were saying. As far as like we were the,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like I done seen cartoons that I used to watch back then, and you look at it now, you be like, damn, what the fuck? That like that was some weird. I don't think that was supposed to be in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, damn, like
It was
kind
some
of
wild
opened your
shit.
mind up
Yeah.
about how much you was open to as a child too.
Right.
Like also
Because most of the Disney movies are very grown content.
Disney, I done seen plenty of.
I did
cartoons. Disney little Cartoon Network cartoons.
a high school project about one of the animators in Disney was putting a lot of sexual innuendos in the movies.
The racial ones.
And yeah, when they caught him, he like ran off to like another country or some shit like that. But if you look at Aladdin, the castle is a penis and two balls, like on the original Aladdin. Like, and he was doing a lot of that shit. Like, or Mermaid, the Little Mermaid. They got this one song, and it's like I can't remember how it go, but when I wrote the report up, it's talking about the water, like getting wetter or whatever, like wet, this, that, and third. But when you break the lyrics down, that shit is wild. It's like it's wild.
Yeah, it sounds some crazy.
It's some crazy shit. And basically, Bull was like a perverted bull,
Mhm.
and he was putting all these sexual innuendos in the movies and in the music, or whatever,
Yeah,
which is fucking wild.
yeah, all
We
that
can
shit.
close the door. I
wild.
think some other stuff. But yeah, I agree with that. But I will say this too about the gay situation. I think it's gotten worse because you have people. One thing, these kids is fearless. Like, they don't give a fuck. A lot of them don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm this, I'm that, and whatever. But our generation, where we kind of fumbled the bag, I guess, because I came out in 7th grade. I didn't give a fuck. I was gay. I just stayed away from the girls' bathroom. That's it. Like, outside of that, like, it didn't bother me. Everybody knew I was gay. I ain't, you know.
Right.
And everybody I was in school with that I knew was gay, they never even admitted it to me. You know, they didn't come out till 10 years, 15 years later. So, except maybe tomorrow. But outside of that, we've made it such a thing. Like, especially for the black men. I feel bad because it's like this ever-growing cycle that keeps happening. They closet that shit so much that they wind up either killing like a trans person or, you know, killing a nigga for fear of being exposed.
The doctor's office.
Oh yes, you heard about the thing where the dude
homosexuality phobia, he had to go there and get his prostate.
Yeah, he was getting a colonoscopy, and then the dude made him ejaculate. The doctor made him ejaculate, and he felt offended, so he shot him.
Wow, that's what I mean. The way society has like demonized gay men for black men, gayness for black men is making them internalize a lot of shit and do a lot of crazy shit. So we have to make it okay for them to be gay. Like it has to be okay. Or think about I only know one guy, black man, who is openly bisexual. But that's not really a thing. Once you say you like dick in any way, shape, or form, you gay. That's the side you can't like both, but there's no room for a black man to be bi.
Right.
So it's like they closet this shit. They got a lot of self-hate. They either end up killing themselves, killing their lover, killing a DL motherfucker. I mean, they fucking with somebody and then they expose them and then they kill them, whatever. None of that would be happening if we was just accepting of people, of black men just being gay. Yeah. Like the minute a nigga say, yo, I'm gay, every nigga around them is gonna want to get away from him and not be their friend no more. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's like, and that makes them, but it's still like I'm not trying to put the responsibility on everybody else because you shouldn't kill nobody because you know
you felt
fucking gay.
You felt the way about something.
But it would be a lot easier for them if we just didn't care so much that a nigga like.
Like to me that. I have a gay cousin, you know what I'm saying? I'm plenty gay, you know what I mean, people in relations or rapport with other people. That to me, that's not a problem to me. Like that to me, it's none of my business on the real. So like to judge you on what you prefer is like retarded to me. Like so that's why that really to me is never, and I was never taught that as growing up. Whether your race, you know what I mean, whatever sexuality, anything, you never just judge a person on by. You know what I mean? So
I remember like the gay boys.
But I do understand like it is that type of thing that going on. I think that kind of do need to change. I feel like you shouldn't another person's decision on why they want to live their life shouldn't affect you that much.
And then we wouldn't have had so many niggas that's like, because when you down low with it, you're doing a lot of at-risk shit over here, and then you fucking bitches over
living
here,
a double life and shit.
And you exposing women to a lot of different things that they wouldn't be exposed to. Like, if everybody could just live in their truth, then niggas could make proper decisions. Like, a woman could decide if I want to date a bisexual man or not. They might not want to, you know what I mean? They might not care, whatever. But at the end of the day, let the bitch have a choice. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, as long as we keep being so prejudiced against them, they're going to keep hiding it. And it's going to just keep enacting more violence and more, like, shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Niggas get mad that they gay and beat their bitch up. You feel me? Like, because they frustrated with that. That's like to them, it's like a demon or like something that's in them that they don't want. They don't want that shit.
You're stopping me from being gay.
Like it's like a inner frustration, like an inner.
It's Friday, you know, it's my gay day.
Imagine wanting something and
you can't have it because of the insecurities.
Yeah, or everything in you is telling you this shit is wrong, it's fucked up. Like,
because you don't want to be. Can't help yourself. You don't want to be ridiculed by others. That's all that really boils down to. People don't want to be ridiculed and made the center of attention and shit like that, because that's also a thing people are worried about.
Right.
Being fun made, like you said, you can't say, oh yeah, I let a nigga suck my dick, but I fuck bitches though. Right. No, bro, you gay.
Right.
That's not how I'm just saying.
That's how it is.
That's like you let it. No, bro, no. You can't hit the weed. No, you tripping. No. He let a nigga chew him, bro. Like, so. I mean, that's the thing with that and shit. So it's just like, when you got people that's scared to live in their truth and shit like that, they become secret. Then the secret shit turn to what you said. Now they having their little double life on the low, but then they got whatever they got in the light and shit like that. And then, you know, like you say, you dealing with a situation where bull fall in love. Now he ready to out you.
Mhm.
Now you ready to kill and
Which is
shit.
another dangerous thing. They need to stop doing that.
Now you ready to kill to keep the shit a secret because you
Mhm.
know you got shit going.
Right,
on.
you ready to kill to keep it a secret. But if niggas just didn't care so much, then maybe we wouldn't have all that shit.
I mean, my
That's the whole thing. Niggas just
But that's human. That's that human nature shit though. Like as far as like when we came here and shit, I ain't gonna say we was all the same color and shit, but we was all just humans and shit. But then it got down to the point where it's like, oh well, you darker than I am. No, you go over there with the darkies and shit like that. Then it got to, you know what I'm saying? No, like we are so we both white, but no, I'm Irish. What you Italian? No. Stay over there with the Italian. Or you know. Then it boiled down to the whole wait, where you from though? Wait.
right.
No. You from across the street and shit. No, go
Right.
over there. Stay with your people and shit like that.
Right. Any way to separate.
Yeah,
Any
like,
way.
Oh,
That's why I
damn,
keep telling people when racism, if I doubt it will ever end, but when it ends, it's only gonna be a new.
No, the new thing is going to be us versus machines. That's
That's
going to
what
be
it-
the new
it's
wave.
on-
Like, it's going to be
yeah.
we sticking together now because we need each other. But the machines is our adversary now and shit because it's going to get to a point where self checkout is going to be so lit. They're going to be like, you know what? We don't even need to hire people no more.
Yeah.
Everything is self checkout.
Yeah.
You go to Walmart, damn dog, where the humans at? They
Yeah.
working this joint. They got motherfuckers buzzing around and shit, putting shit on racks and
In
all that.
fucking Sweden, I want to say they already started the chip. They putting chips in
people?
in the hands to prevent from cash being passed due to corona.
Yeah.
Allegedly. That's
But
the-
this
that's
probably
the-
gonna also have a location on it.
It just
and
came
you
in.
get your money out of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
but that it's probably
Would you
got a
do
chip in it.
Fuck no.
Yeah,
If it comes to a point where we have to, I probably won't have a choice.
I'm cool on that.
Well, they're soon it's going to be probably in our lifetime. We're going to have a cashless society.
yeah.
And we're gonna
I
have
definitely
one-
feel that too.
One form of money, the whole world.
Ain't they for, I don't know if this may be because of
It's
that.
gonna be that
but don't they
incredible
got
currency.
like a chain shortage going on?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's already the start of it.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
gonna
the
say. So
start.
that's probably like the start.
Yeah, that's the start of it. The
So
change
is it
shortage.
the ink or is it the paper that's expensive to make?
I don't think that's why they're doing it. I don't think that's why they're doing it.
No, because it is. I'm trying to feel like
I
does
think
it cost? Because $1 bill I think is worth like less than $1 and shit
Yeah,
to be made.
I
Like,
think they're doing it because
or 100 is worth less
But
than
it'd
$1.
probably be easier and more accessible to keep track of
Yeah,
than just actually
Paper trail.
putting out of.
paper trail.
I think they're doing it because
And I think it do cost
Yeah.
a little more to keep making it.
the U.S. is so greedy, and we number one, and like,
But we always got the shortcuts and shit like that.
and I think we owe money number one. So you know how you got a nigga on the block, old head been out here, he been running the block for however long. He
Yeah.
that nigga. You coming up, you feel me? You a
Yeah.
young nigga. You getting money. You start catching up. You grabbing off him though. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
China. China grabbing off us. We in business. At some point, young boy feel like I could take this nigga. Like I could take him. And I can't go to war with him. I don't gotta. I don't have
resources.
I do though, cause he
Yeah,
done
but I
gave me all
need
the
shit
keys.
from him. I need him in the picture,
Right.
but I
Right.
could get away from him on other.
So I
other-
gotta do
yeah.
this shit sneakily. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I want to come for the number one spot because I'm counting my money and I feel like I'm where he at now. I feel like I'm number one, but nobody give you that respect. You feel
Yeah.
me? So, all right, we could do some biochemical shit. Hence like coronavirus. We can get them that way, but we can't actually go to war type shit.
Yeah.
Now let's figure out a way to level the playing field. If every dollar was equal in every country all over the world, now we're gonna see who. Because China got all the intellectual properties. We have sold
Right.
all our shit to them, or they've stolen everything that we didn't sell.
Or got the
So they know
patents
how
and
to
shit
make
like
right.
that, yeah.
So they know how to make everything. They know how to do everything. So now once we balance the dollars out, once every dollar is a dollar for everyone, like
Yeah.
you can't go to America and your dollar is 1,000
Yeah,
just
yeah.
off of GP because you got old money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once everything is even, then we'll see who's who. And I
Yeah.
think that's the reason why they want to do it. Because they want to really genuinely see who's who.
Right.
The American dollar has
But-
always been worth so much more, and it's not anymore.
Right. I think your money is, or not your, but whatever.
Pounds had went ahead of us like a
Yeah.
few years ago. Was it, or euros? No, I think it was pounds.
It might be pounds.
Yeah.
Because they do pounds over there and shit
Yeah.
in like England, Europeans and shit like that. But no, like what was I about to say and shit? I forgot what the fuck I was about to say and shit. Yeah, they money is more and shit.
in certain little
Yeah.
pockets. But for the most part, our money is more.
Yeah. If we go to somewhere like
Right.
Africa or some shit like that, it's more, right?
But if we even out, But if
Yeah.
if everybody got the same dollar,
Or some weird ass islands, you
that's
can take $100,
that's
you
gonna,
up.
that's gonna level shit up.
Yeah,
That's gonna level shit up because America's in debt like a motherfucker.
right.
So it's gonna level it up once we all got $1. So that chip, the fucking cashless society, like everything's moving around invisible, is gonna be able to put other people like on a playing field with us versus us rummaging through this old money.
I remember. Okay. Yeah, but at the same time, we would never be that way because we got so lazy.
Yeah,
We're not opening and by we I mean the country and shit.
Yeah.
They're not gonna open like motherfucker. What's that shit from back in the day? Like mills and all
Yeah,
that type
yeah.
of shit and
the
industrial system
right.
and
We
shit like
got
that.
our money from being industrial. We
Yeah.
got our money from being industry, trains, coal, making cars, blah blah blah. But once you get a
Start
certain amount of
outsourcing
money,
and shit like
you
that.
get a little easy. You start outsourcing. Now we a finance country,
Yeah,
and that means we just make money off of lending money.
yeah.
We move invisible
Or-
money to make money. That's how we do it.
Or
It's a Ponzi scheme.
we let motherfuckers come in, make money, and tax them and shit if we can.
Right.
Which is one of the main
Which
reasons
is-
why I believe
which
it's the issue with the immigrants. Is like, no, we can't tax these niggas. There's too many of them in their joint, and they making money, and they going giving their money back to their homeland. No. We got to find a way to get that money back.
Right. Which is another, it's another finance thing. One thing
Yeah.
about a country that run off finance, you're only moving off invisible money. Only thing that sustain you is industry, making shit, creating shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what China is. China is the industry country.
Yeah, because China or Japan or whatever, but they grew up in that joint where it's like, no, you're gonna be a doctor.
Yeah.
All that you want to grow up and be a rapper, and I'm gonna let you figure it out. Shit, that's not an option over there.
Right.
In some families, I don't know
No,
about.
all
Oh, okay. So because you bring this honor if you go against what the family template is and
Right.
shit. So that's also a thing that we don't. In America, it's like grow up and dream big. You could be whatever
Live
you want to
free,
be.
yeah. Live
And then
free,
motherfuckers
let
grow up
them
and be
do
like,
what you
I
want.
want to be an artist, man. Like nothing is wrong with it. Just
No,
it's so
but
many
you gotta
artists
have
versus so
opinion,
many
right.
doctors
And we're so
cops
opinionated
and-
over here too as well.
Yeah,
and shit, where those
yeah.
other countries.
You
do
can't
that
have an
shit.
opinion.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
disrespect the
so
president,
much.
you get your head cut
Yeah.
off.
My wife, she worked with the Asians, Vietnamese,
Yeah,
and they are like, they got like everybody. Her boss, he owns a store. He's a doctor.
Mhm.
The other brother's a doctor. The other brother is a real estate agent. They got one sister who's kind of like, she don't really know what she gonna do.
yeah,
Completely ostracized from the family. They
exactly.
don't fuck with her. They don't talk to her. None of that shit. And then when my son turned 10, he told us where he at. Like, he need to be here working. Like,
Yeah.
y'all don't got him working. Like, why is he not here working? We like,
Yeah,
he has to go to
he need to be
school.
contributing to the family and shit. Like that. That's the type of time they on
That's
and
the type
shit.
of time they on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they don't play kind of count and like do the basics.
Yeah.
They feel like you should be working.
Because I believe at that point, whatever happened to us, you should be able to have some type of survival skill and shit.
Mhm.
Like with black people and shit, our survival skill is alright. I'm gonna grow up, whatever, do what I can or whatever. If I have kids, I know for sure if you think like this, they can for sure have whatever I got in my account and what's in my insurance policy and shit. After the niggas put me in the ground.
Mhm.
That's some black people and shit like that. So motherfuckers that had that as a escape route and shit for our son should go before my time. I know my kids ain't gonna be all the way straight,
But
they'll have something.
Mhm.
Versus motherfuckers who say, man, look, when I die, you get $1 million, you get $1 million, you get, because I've been busting my ass for 30 years and shit like that. So as far as like, I forgot my whole train of thought and shit like that, but
The difference between how Americans, but you're talking about specifically Black Americans right now.
yeah, as far as like how we grow up and shit like that. So it's like over there, it'd be more so like we're going to have a son, and he's going to be whatever they decide. He's going to a dentist, a nigga who fucking surgical board, neurologist or some shit like
most
that.
times the parent picks the career.
Yeah.
Most times they pick the
spouse.
spouse.
Yeah, like matches and shit like that. Like,
all that.
you gonna get married to the neighbor girl because her family is good with boom, blah blah blah, and we need that in our thing.
Yeah,
so
all that for sure.
so it's kind of like all for real, like on some they running their family like a business.
Well, they was talking about also recently how back in our parents' day, like our parents couldn't wait to get the fuck out of the house. Like when
Right.
they turned 18, they did.
Yeah,
And then
some of them kicking their kids out.
yeah, and then or even our generation slightly too.
Yeah.
When we got, I know I moved out when I was 17. You know what I mean? But I ain't have to. I just already thought I was grown already.
Yeah.
But the kids coming up now, like they be in the crib till they like 25. Like it's no rush. There's no rush for them to leave on the parents' side. There's no rush for them to leave on the kids' side. And like they was trying to kind of figure out why is that? What's the difference? Especially for black kids, black kids and parents. Like what changed? Because niggas used to be out the crib early in our parents' generation. They got the fuck out.
I believe it changed.
I think internet and
other stuff
somebody
too.
Said that.
Technology.
Somebody said that.
Parents being soft on their kids.
Somebody said that.
Because as a parent, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't rush my kids out because me personally, as a parent, I feel as though if my kids end up on the street selling drugs or whatever the case may be, and I understand that's some people's situation, I would feel as though I failed as a parent and I failed as a father. If my son's got to stand on the corner to fucking to provide and shit like that.
Also, in that same aspect, right? Them even learning that, I feel as though, not to say it's a good thing, but they're aware of their outside now.
Yeah, and you don't know what they're picking up
and being held.
Yeah.
And then not really knowing
what your child is being exposed to
out there. Then I mean, being in certain situations, you don't know how to handle it. Rather than, you actually being out there. I would rather you be outside. Or,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying you can't come in and do that.
But if some parents don't want their kids to live like they want.
How much do you think of it as inflation though too? Because the cost of living is just a lot different now to me.
Yeah,
like it was easier for our parents to go get a fucking apartment and pay $400 a month.
But it was rough, but it was cheaper than it is now. Because
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like it was bad, but now it's more so like if you got a job and your job paying $15 an hour, that still ain't enough.
It's still not enough.
If you got shit going on, like you say you got a car, let's not bills. Let's not forget like subscriptions to shit that you like and shit like that. I like Netflix, that's $9. You like Apple Music, that's $9. You got cable, that's probably like whatever that is about and shit like that. So yeah, your job is cool. It'll probably keep you afloat, but now you looking like, damn, I'm always broke. Like, my money go to my bills and shit like that. So, being a parent back then, it's probably the same shit. It's like, all right, yeah, granted, a fucking Reese cup was 50 cents. But it's probably, all right, damn, minimum wage back then was what, like maybe $5 or some shit like that?
$5.15.
The new minimum wage, what, 10, 11?
10.
And it's still hard for motherfuckers. And candy bars is $1. Rent is up. Like, you get a motherfucking spot in Germantown, that's damn near $1,000 and shit in the hood.
Right.
You want to move the motherfucking spot up here? Not to put you, I'm pretty sure it's $1 to live out here. It's not you gonna pay $700 for how many other bedrooms?
I was looking up around these Johns, the average wage is pretty much like a rack to like maybe $950.
And that's the hood.
Yeah, and that's just anything lower than that.
You want to live downtown? You gonna drop $1,000, like 12, 13, maybe 15.
Downtown.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've seen the one, and then after I see the one, I said that's too much. Let me get away from this area. Let me see what's in the 3-digit area, like this. But
one of my homies, her apartment, she paid $590. I said I don't know nobody in the world who rents $590. You the only person in the world I know.
That's a blessing.
Bitch, what you renting? And it ain't a room.
It ain't Section 8.
Rooms is $400 a month.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like you can't anything less.
Section 8.
Anything less that you usually look for like right now is a room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Type thing.
Because apartments is damn near the same amount as a house.
Yeah.
You gonna pay $8-9 for an apartment.
Yeah.
Depending on where the area is.
You might as well just go ahead and pay the little extra couple dollars and you just get a whole crib.
Pretty much, if you can afford it.
I think that.
Because remember, with apartments, sometimes depending on where it's at, you don't got to pay for every utility. It kind of be like mixed in with the rent. So if your shit was regularly $5, they'd be like, all right, we'll add another bean and that's the utilities. But in a crib, depending on your situation, you may be responsible for water, gas, and electric. And on top of, the maintenance if you got like a, grass in your front and back and shit like that.
I think the number one reason is our parents are different because they might have, their parents might have been, the parents of this age is different because they might have went through a lot with their parents as far as drugs and all that other stuff. Like,
I definitely,
so they look at it different. They're not as strict. They're not as hard.
And the times is different for each decade and shit like that. So it's parents who people are parents now who grew up in, let's say, the 70s, 80s and shit like that, and they witness how crack first hit the joint. They like, oh, yo, not so and so friend mom was turned out on do do do,
Right.
or my mom did do do do, and I don't like how she did it, so I'm gonna take the good in her parenting with my own what I believe is good parenting.
Right.
But that also had chinks in armor. You see what I'm saying? So even with me and shit like that, I would look at myself as a free parent because my mom gave me freedom and shit like that. But my freedom came with me smoking weed at a young age and shit like me just being out. But I had the freedom. So it's like once I got to a certain age, I'm like, I did that shit already. I don't have a desire to be out in the streets all fucking, which, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
but
that depends on the kid too, because my
the actual
mom.
personality of your
Yeah.
child too. 'Cause, like I was going to say that myself. I feel like my parents, they were strict when they had to be, and they also gave me freedom when they you know what I mean.
Right.
And I still was out doing the shit that I was doing,
Right.
like regardless, like. So I guess it
Depend on the
Depend on the
personality.
person.
Yeah, 'cause
But
but
my
it's
mom,
parents
she was
who-
a smoker.
Yeah.
She was, because she cleaned now for
Yeah.
years. But back then, she got high. By the time I want to say 12, I was trapping out the crib.
yeah.
I was selling crack to her and everybody else.
as a means for survival and shit. You wanted your own.
Yeah, my friends, they could live at my house
Right.
with no questions asked. I had a girlfriend by the time I was 13. My girl was like 24, 25.
Yeah.
Living in my house, like it was wild. Like it was like no rules, no nothing. That just made me crash dummy. That just
Yeah.
made me OD.
Let me just try this. Let
it
me
was
try that.
too
I'm
much.
doing this because I can. Like,
It was too much. It was not. There was no type rules, and that wasn't good for me. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a brother who never. We grew up in the same house. He never. He not a trap boy. He not a street nigga. None of that. You know what I mean? So it's just like it all depends on how that kid is too.
Yeah.
Cause he didn't do none of the shit I did, but
it's like
I
me and my
did the
sister and
most.
shit like that.
yeah.
Like like it's like me and my sister. Like, but my thing was more so.
But I was the oldest, and he was the next oldest. Same
Right,
thing.
yeah. but-
my brother like that too. I'm the
Mhm.
oldest, and he's the next one in line. And he's
Right.
definitely like
opposite of what you are
Right.
and shit like that.
So
But-
that oldest one takes that hit. The oldest one, when it's
no
when there's
example.
no rules.
Yeah, when you got no lead to follow, you
Yeah.
just going for what you know and shit like that.
that oldest
Which I
one takes-
understand, but at the same time, is one of them things where you could look at somebody like in my situation. I looked at my sister as, I don't want that. I know
Right.
I got authority issues and I don't like being told what to do
Right.
and shit. So I always seen school as was I always a bit, not always, but once I kind of got to, I seen something where motherfucker kind of broke it down to where it's like you institutionalize even from the school shit.
Yeah, you are.
You learn certain times bells.
Bells dinging.
Yeah, and all
the
that type.
colors or lack thereof at times.
Yeah.
Like, in the schools and shit.
Like the classroom would be boring, like like them
Mhm.
tan walls and shit. You get
Mhm.
so used to that and shit
Mhm.
like that. And I'm pretty sure in jail it's probably like gray walls, tan
Mhm.
walls and shit like that.
no color, because color is an external stimuli that they don't.
Unless
want you to
depending on your
have.
teacher and shit. Like, if you had like one of the weird ass teachers who
Yeah,
had like
all the bulletin boards and shit.
yeah, you know. But yeah,
That's definitely a thing. They start institutionalization starts from school,
yeah,
and then you have like the school to prison pipeline where they already know the kids in the class that's going to end up in prison in their minds. And
yeah,
they start this market research since kindergarten.
yeah.
So like by the time you're in 4th or 5th grade, they already think that bed that's prepared in the penitentiary is for you.
And they can misplace you and put you in a like you could be a good student and end up in a class with dickheads,
Yeah,
and that can turn you to a semi dickhead and
Yeah.
shit like.
that's true too.
So, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing where, because I got friends that we was like in middle school together, and then as years went on, you know, you would bump into a motherfucker like, damn, what you been up to? Like, yeah, so. Oh, yeah, man, after I graduated, da. When you graduated? Oh, I ain't graduated. I ended up getting my GED. Nigga, you was smarter than me. Like, the fuck? Like,
That's me.
how you drop out? Then they'd be like, man, I just distracted. I was always in the hallways. I didn't really want to go. I was bored. I just stopped going.
I went to Central. And
See?
the last grade I completed is 8th.
See?
How the fuck that happened?
But that's a good ass school. But
Oh, like that's wild though.
it is wild.
That's
But
some
being as though
wild shit.
you had your own circumstances to how your life turned out is how it turned out. and shit like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't take none of it
Then
back
to an
then.
outsider who don't know, they could look at him like, oh, you tripping, man. That's crazy. Like motherfuckers who said, like when my homie told me he dropped out in 12th,
That's
for me to
crazy.
judge him, my judgment would just be, bro, you was there though. You was at the finish line.
Right.
Why didn't you just
Right.
ride it out?
Right.
But I understand because I've quit jobs before, so I know
Mhm.
the feeling of fuck it.
Right.
Like the fucking I ain't doing this. I'm cool, bro.
Right.
Like, but my whole thing was for school. My sister didn't get her John. My mom didn't get her John. I don't know if my dad got his John. And then when I would get in trouble, because I had like a little issue with truancy and shit like that. So I had like a little truancy officer who, and then once certain things became like, oh, you about to be like your mom and sister, you about to be like your mom and sister. That was more so my fuel for, I got you.
Right.
I feel you. Watch this.
Right.
I'm gonna graduate, but I'm not gonna do the whole cap and gown shit just because I ain't give a fuck about that shit. It was just more so my point was, I'm gonna show you motherfuckers how I can switch this shit around.
Right.
12th grade year, start popping and shit like that. Like, I started getting A's, B's, and after elementary school, my whole middle school career was full with C's and D's, and I would just get by through the skin of my teeth and shit like that. 9th grade was kind of the same thing because that's where I kind of got into the realm of, oh shit, we get to change classes. I ain't same teacher every day.
Shit,
yeah, niggas get to just be like, all right, yo, what we doing? Like, even our school niggas didn't leave for lunch, but niggas left them. So the whole getting used to, oh shit, damn, we got different teachers. Wait, they not on our head?
About our school too at the same time, being that I think that it was a magnet school and we had so many people from different parts of the area, and for some people like all right, for me, pretty much I only knew like a little bit of North and Uptown really before I got in Roxborough, bro.
Yeah.
And then like from being in Roxborough, that done got me down West Philly, like got me down South Philly, got me down, you know what I'm saying, East Falls and shit like that, all places that I probably would have never even thought I'd have been down that joint or even seen until, you know what I mean, that. So
that's true. High school, it like extended. I didn't have a high school experience. So like I went to Central for like a month and then I dropped out. Well, I didn't drop out. I got kicked out of Central and they threw me in King.
Yeah.
And I'm a kid that got a troubled home life. And clearly I'm smart because I was just in Central.
Right.
So if you guys think I'm about to be in King and make it, it's not going to happen.
Right. Did you feel you wasn't challenged enough?
Yeah. It was just, and I started trapping when I was 12.
Yeah.
So when I'm in here, I'm missing money at my house. Like, I miss the block is Truman. I'm missing this shit. Yeah. And I'm just stuck in here.
So you looked at it from like a business standpoint, like, man, I'm making money, the shit I'm
and
doing.
I had to bring, my mom was a smoker, so I had to bring everything I owned with me, or else she probably might have found my shit.
Yeah, running your hut.
So I was running the risk of bringing drugs to school. I would have thousands of dollars in my pocket because I had to carry everything with me. It was just like, and then when I get there, it ain't nothing. It's King. It's like it's like
niggas don't know.
High,
niggas on them and shit.
Like so I'm like,
their mom kicked them out the crib.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not fucking staying, not doing this. But the wisest decision that I did make was I waited until I turned 15. I took my pre-GED test. I passed. They was like, you too young to take the test. You got to be 16. I fell back till then. When I was 16, I took the test. I passed, and that was it. So I was out of school then, like from the beginning. Then I was able to take like college classes and shit like that, and I was still under 18. Yeah. But what I missed was that extension of like the experience. Said, all I knew was Uptown. Yeah. I didn't meet other people. I didn't. I missed all that. I missed. All my friends who was from school is only from middle school. Yeah. That's the furthest I went. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't develop none of those like relationships in that way. Yeah. Now I developed
that social networking thing and shit like of that high school experience and shit like that.
Now I developed relationships of placement and shit. You know. I know the niggas bitches from West Philly because I was locked up with them in placement. Which is I guess kind of like
same
the same
shit.
Thing. Like, I guess it's kind of the same thing, but it's a different thing because I didn't go to the parties and shit like just like a lot of different shit that, you know, I guess come with high school. I didn't get the experience.
But I wasn't that type of student either and shit like that. I didn't care for prom and
like I did shit like that, but I always like I consider myself like I like being around like people that I know, but I'm not really into a bunch of motherfuckers. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm into a nice group of people and then doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, like, I'll go to a motherfucking birthday party versus going to...
Or we can go to the club or shit like that, but I'm not really into having a crowd or being into the crowd. I'm more of a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you came to my release party. I was surprised. I didn't think you was going to come. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I came because I told you I was going to come, but like you said, you saw me. I sat next to the John damn the whole time. And it wasn't the fact that I didn't want to talk to nobody. I only knew probably a few people. You, Candy, and the boy Josh. I could have spoke to motherfuckers, but I kind of felt the way that how I talk could come off probably as like maybe some flirtatious shit. So I was like, I didn't want to just be like stand or go to the back where it was popping at and just be lounging and shit and
you was chilling though. No, you
Yeah, I was
vibe.
chilling.
Yeah.
It's just my whole thing was I don't know nobody. I ain't about to be all up in motherfuckers' faces
Right.
that I don't know because
No,
I
but
don't want
you-
to feel
I
like
mean,
I'm in the way and
No,
shit.
you
yeah.
could definitely. I mean,
Yeah, I know I could have probably chilled
Yeah.
with you and shit like that, then vibe with y'all and shit, but I just was like, it's her situation. I don't want to be all in her ass and
Right.
shit because I'm here for her. Like,
Yeah,
oh, where you about to go? Where you about to go?
I kept checking. I'm like, you good? You like,
Yeah, I'm
good,
chilling, like-
chilling. Yeah,
Because I was already
chilling.
fried when I got there, so
Yeah.
I was on type time. Like, I'm about to relax, chill, listen to music.
Right.
If I catch a motherfucker there and we start talking, then we start talking and shit like that. But for the most part, I'm not about to get up, start dancing by myself, and
Right.
oh, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh, how you know Mo? You know what I'm saying? Oh, word? Oh shit, yeah, we do
Right.
music together and shit.
Right.
What's your name? Like, oh, like, then they feel like I'm trying to holler, and then they're like, who is this hype ass
Right.
nigga? Like, oh, Mo, who boy? Like this. So, but that was my feeling of like, I'm a chill today. But I can be that person at times where I'm up hype, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, man, why you sitting there by yourself and shit?
Right.
Man, get up and start dancing. It just sometimes, like, I don't be feeling like that and shit like that in certain settings. But that's just me, though, and shit like that. And I had people told me I'm antisocial. I've been like, no, it's just the room ain't giving me the vibe to be extra and be. So I don't want to feel as though, like, I don't want to feel like the bozo because I'm being myself, but it's not being receptive right and shit within the
Right.
room and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
them definitely like the same way, bro.
yeah, so it's just like I don't like that. I don't like the fact that it's like parties, for instance, and shit like that. You go to a party and shit like that. You should be able to chill.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be looked at as like, oh, this nigga came here to mean mug and shit. Like, no, it's just I'm filling the room out and shit. Like, that's it. Are you like that and shit, or you kind of feel as though like?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know. You have to tell
I'm
me.
usually one
You
of them type
see me?
people,
How
like,
am I?
when I see
I mean, but
people
I seen you
in
at your
general,
function.
How was I?
It was your function, so you had
Yeah,
to deal
it
with
would be
everybody.
different
like,
if you were around.
you kind of had to
people
go
that
to the
you
door,
already
check
know
on
and
shit,
have a rapport.
check on people you invited. Yo, you
Right.
good, you having a good time. Cause that's the host and shit like that.
But
But
like more like put it as like your first day of school when you go in and you meeting all a bunch of people for the first time.
Oh,
you
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
getting
yeah.
the feel of who
Yeah.
people.
I'm
like,
quiet and shit.
All right,
I'm
yeah, he's
chilling.
the dickhead clearly that's gonna be the class clown. All right, she the chill,
Yeah.
sassy mouth little shorty.
Yeah.
All right, she the little bougie John. You know what I'm saying? You get
checking
your
the
feel around
characters,
Yeah.
of everything. I feel like I do that like most of the time with any person. I mean, I kind of get it.
read the
I'm
room and
kind of
shit.
I'm a little quiet at first maybe, but that's more of me getting the feel of the person I'm around. Like,
And it'd be the
that'd be-
smaller shit that connect you to motherfuckers. Niggas will walk up like, oh shit, that's that new so and so. Now y'all talking or
Right.
yo, you smoking shit? Yeah, I got buddy trying to buck. That'll be y'all
Right.
connection and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, all right, let me ask you a question. Now, the first time I guess went to one of your wife functions with her family and shit like that. Did you interact with everybody, or did you just kind of like you were just speaking to like the immediate family and you probably just like fall back a little bit?
I spoke to everybody, but then after that, I only really engaged with people that I felt wanted to engage with me.
Yeah.
Because one thing about like this is prior to us being married, of course, but one thing about like when you are in a same sex relationship, you're gonna have the people in the family that
Don't approve of
right,
shit?
or
Oh, okay.
or even if they don't approve,
They
it's
don't
just
care.
it's just different. It's not the
Yeah,
same as
yeah, I get
them
what
bringing a man home. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just different. So even if it's not that they don't approve, they still just might be like.
But it's also
It's-
relatives that, you know, that bring this back. I don't care. Like, I'm not
Right,
here
right.
to really
So
look
you-
at
so
engage,
we-
but I'm
right.
not here to be all hype with you and shit.
So
like that.
you have to, especially as like the dyke one, like how they put you like the boy one or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they do. You have to figure out, okay, who just genuinely don't care, who is cool, you know what I mean, and who is dead ass against, and whoever the person is dead ass against.
I kind of feel like
I'm
I do
gonna
that with
stay-
people too as well.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
gonna stay
to the
away
person
from
that's
you.
more willing and more. It don't seem like it's got to be pulled out of them to try
Right,
to talk
yeah.
to me
right.
and have an actual conversation. That's the person I'm more comfortable in talking. I may bullshit with you a little more, than,
Right.
or it seemed like I got more of a attachment with you than I had with everyone else.
Right,
And shit. So
right.
I get what you're
So
saying.
do
Yeah,
you
I
gauge
fuck
it
with-
off the Greek? Is
No.
it, and what I mean
No.
is when a motherfucker like, let's say you introduce me to him, and I say, "What's up, bro?" Do you gauge it as a like a damn?
No.
I don't know. Is he?
No. See, I
Cool,
take
or
that as
is
nothing.
it-
I be like, all right, because
Yeah.
I feel like when you first meet a person, it ain't go signs of a person being a shady motherfucker.
No, not shady is what I mean.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm
alright.
just using that as an example. A
Yeah.
shady motherfucker it won't be shown
right from
right
the
then and there. It's more
they might be
of-
the one that
like
smile
you
the
gotta
hardest.
you gotta feel it's more of a thing like you get red flags. Like
Mhm.
it's like little things that you see
Mhm.
like, you know what? I'm not
Yeah.
fucking with you. You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying?
But this is what I mean in the midst of like when you just dealing with motherfuckers who you dealing with that person who don't really give a fuck. They don't got no issue with you. It's just they don't care. So if instance like I meet you and shit like that, they be like, oh, you know, Terrell, this so and so and so and so, and then like I hit you with like I'm sitting down and I'm like, oh, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm like, what's up? And so start chilling and
No,
shit.
you know, I don't take that no way.
Oh,
Yeah,
you would?
but
All right.
Mm-mm.
See, I would read that as like, all right, he over there with his shit.
No, I don't take that.
Then
no
we
way.
end up talking, then it'll just be like, all right, cool. Maybe I misjudged that situation, but I would look at it like he ain't really give a fuck about the depth, so it'll just be like, all right.
Right. No, I don't take that no way. I wait until, like he said, there's other clues that will tell you.
Yeah.
Like outside of, because some people just
It'll
shit.
be known,
If that's
like,
the case,
like
man,
same way how you feel, like when you know a person got an issue with you, it's like a certain like almost
Tension in the room and shit.
like kinetic. You can
Yeah.
feel it. Like
Yeah.
so you be like, bro, like I could kind of sense it, and after a while, it'll kind of show itself.
right.
Like you don't even sometimes words don't even have to be
Yeah.
said. Like the
Right.
actions can speak for itself.
Like when you just introduced me to him, he came.
See, but
He was just like, what's up? How you doing? I'm like, what's up? That was
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't no like that was it. What's
Yeah.
up? What's up? Boom.
yeah.
And then, you know, but over time,
But
as
also,
we're
I
talking-
can give you that too. Like, you ever meet a person and just like by the sheer look of the person, you be like, I don't really like he got like a way about him and a look sometimes.
but it ain't the look, it's the energy.
Yeah.
You
definitely.
gauging it off the look, but it's energy.
Yeah.
It's a transferable energy that you feel.
Yeah, but
feel me?
I feel like you get that.
And that's what I mean as far as like greeting motherfuckers or like when you first meet a motherfucker and shit like that. Like with me, I don't like.
sometimes
I feel
people,
like sometimes you can feel it though. Sometimes you could.
But sometimes people try really hard to be nonchalant. They try really
Yeah.
hard to be cool. So like that shit might come off a way like kind of
Yeah.
weird. But I don't judge them for that like in that way. You might be a cornball, maybe you might be kind of introvert and kind of shy. You might be, but sometimes people just try real hard to act like they don't like see people. Or
That's why, like,
people's
yeah, like
presence.
you said, with like first impressions and stuff like that, I really don't take that as too much. I'm more more interested on what I see later on down the line,
Yeah.
rather than like even when you get in relationships, like you said, you kind of go through the honeymoon stage where
Mhm.
everything kind of blind.
The whole first year is not the
yeah,
real
like,
person.
I mean, even it, like I break it down to even less of that. Like I say, like to me, the honeymoon stage go like maybe like the first 3 months.
Shit, that shit longer than that.
Maybe. And then after
'Cause
that,
you gotta
you start seeing the signs. And then that's when you start getting little dislikes and things you don't like.
You gotta see them at all different levels. You gotta see them dead ass broke. You gotta
Right.
see them
Yeah,
up.
true, yeah.
You gotta see
You
when
gotta
they
see
mad.
them, man. You gotta see
When
them
they sad-
grieving.
when they sad.
You gotta see them, and that shit take time.
Yeah,
You know
true,
what I mean?
right.
Like,
Awesome, yeah.
to see them in all of their forms, that shit take a minute. Like, I've been with my bitch for 12 years. Man, I done seen some ugly sides.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I can tell you some.
God damn, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of them, warranted. But I'm just saying, I'm sure she could say the same about me. But it's like it take a long time, like to see somebody at a bottom, at a psychological bottom or an emotional bottom, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And then you got to figure out, damn,
How
can
to
I
deal with it.
withstand this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can I?
Do I want to put up with this shit or do I want to be out?
Right? Is it an end in sight? What if it's not an end in sight?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Am I
do I take the
overreacting?
chance and waste time and and this is just what it is, or this shit is like it be like peaks and valleys. It's the same like with friends too. I got a friend. They have a real hard time when they broke,
Yeah.
right? Which we all have hard times when we broke, but the way they project that energy, I can't.
It's like real negative.
Yeah,
complaining and
it's
shit.
like all right, hit me up when you back up, because I can't tolerate. You can't tolerate yourself when you ain't got a dollar. You know what I mean? And I can't probably either, but you ain't gonna catch me like that these days, because I know I can't tolerate it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna never not have a dollar. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you know you that type of person, make sure you don't put yourself in that type of position. Like, you know what I mean? Because I can't even stand your energy when you I can't even be cool with you right now. That's how
Yeah,
ugly
'cause
you
everything
is.
is a complaint and shit like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah, that's how ugly you is when you broke. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What the fuck? You ain't got nothing else to offer the world except when you got
complaining
money
and
in your
shit like
pocket.
that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's like with people who just materialize shit. Like, motherfucker ain't gotta necessarily be broke and shit. It's just like shit ain't going their way. it were to be like, you know, a rough week, rough month, like, you know, for instance, like you buy a car or some shit like that, you didn't necessarily have the money, but you bought a car and shit like
Right.
that. Something go wrong with the car and shit. Like, 'cause I had an issue where my whole thing was I wanted my car to just be fixed. But it taking so long made me impatient. I knew my car was going to get fixed. But it turned into, yo, dog, come on. It's been a week. Y'all niggas had my car for a week. What's up? Like, I want my shit now. Like, I'm at that point where it's like, listen, I'm ready to just take that shit to somebody else if my shit not done. Like, now, it's Pep Boys and shit like that. I didn't do no research. I didn't ask nobody. I just did some shit where it just was on some like, all right, you know what? It's close to my crib. So when I need to go pick my car up, I'm literally a bus ride away. So that was my whole way of thinking and shit like that. But I understand as far as like motherfucker get in their zone and shit like they ain't up on no bread. They sitting there like, man, this dude, I got this going on, man. I don't know, man. I'm ready to start robbing niggas, man. And he was like, all right, come on, you been negative, dog. Like, you want some extra shit. Like,
shit happens.
You gotta relax, son.
It's like after a certain amount of times, I done been
energy.
fresh out of jail so many times. I done seen motherfuckers that got my whole house in their house, family members.
Yeah.
And I'm dead pop, and I gotta act like that's not my couch, that's not my TV, that's not my frying pans, that's none of that in mine, and I ain't got shit no more.
Right.
That's not my clothes. Like, I have to sit here and act like everything in your house is not mine, and I have nothing because I just got out of jail. You feel me? So at certain points, it's like, if you've been down enough times, you know you're gonna make it out. I've never been down and haven't came back tenfold. So anytime I'm in a jam like that, I know I'm gonna bounce back because I got too many examples at this point. So when does it come a point in your life where you like, all right, I know this just a moment because I always get back.
Right.
Like one thing about like, you know, especially black people, we survive. We always get back. So it's like, why are you so into the world? Like this shit done happened to you, I'm sure, multiple times. You've been down. You done made it back. You feel me? Like it can't get me down at this point. Now when I was younger, of course, I'm in crisis mode.
Yeah.
If I'm fucking broke and I'm 18 and I ain't got shit and my friends is up and I'm pissed. But when you're in your 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, you done been broke quite a few times.
Right.
And you done been bounced back every time. So why I feel like money at that point means more to you probably than it should. Like it's a part of your it's a part of your confidence, which it shouldn't be. It should just be a means to do what you want, survive, you know. It shouldn't determine your worth to yourself. You feel me?
Because all money, for me, all like the things that drive me kind of crazy with money and shit. Money is my solution for like fucking just getting shit out of my way. Yeah. Like as far as like, all right, I know I ain't got to worry about that and shit. That's taken care of. I got kids, so I know, all right, they need something that's taken care of and shit like that. When you don't got it, it just puts you in, like, you've been there before, so it puts you in that, I don't want to do nothing, but I don't want to just be doing anything. So that it kind of like imbalances you and shit, because it's like sitting on the couch ain't going to get me no money, and me jumping out the window busting every track trying to get every dollar ain't going to help my situation. It'll help, but in the long run of chasing the dollar, I could potentially be right back where I was and shit, and then be right back to square one of not having nothing.
Because you're feeling so desperate.
Yeah, so
it's nothing wrong with being in a bad mood because you're broke.
Yeah.
When I'm broke, I stay in the house. I don't go anywhere. Because in order to go outside, you have to spend money.
Yeah.
So anytime I'm broke or anytime I'm trying to make a big purchase and I got to bunker down, I just stay in the crib.
Yeah, you get real frugal and shit.
Yeah, I don't move. But that don't mean I'm gonna be like. I mean, I got friends that's insufferable when they broke. Like, I'm talking about, I can be in a bad mood because I'm broke.
Moping and shit like that.
But like literally, like everything you complain about, everything, everybody doing you wrong. It be to the point where it's like, if everybody is wrong and everybody's doing you wrong and everything is fucked up, why don't you think it's you at this point?
Right.
It gotta be you. Like it can't be everybody.
Because some people don't know how to, you know, take accountability for certain things. Because some shit do be their fault. Some shit be their fault. Like a motherfucker who they could get a good job, but they constantly quit them. Now they sit in the crib, man, I'm broke as shit, man. Wasn't you working at the post office?
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that shit from them type people.
You get what I'm saying? It's motherfuckers who...
They go back into what I was saying as far as like the PUA shit.
Yeah.
And then like they give you a chance to get this money.
But if you don't know how to manage money, you gonna always fall into that problem, bro. I'm up 10,000. all right,
Mhm.
all right, I'm
Motherfuckers
a
don't even be knowing what to do.
yeah.
They don't
That
even
shit
know
is
what to do.
crazy. Like you basically, literally, had money fall out the sky out of your hands. Like,
Mhm.
and then instead of you doing the things that you were supposed to do that will help you in the long run, you chose to, all right, well, I'm just gonna go tear down the Gucci store. Well, I'm
But
gonna-
they had money fall out the sky while the country was closed too.
Right.
So it's weird because they was locked down.
Yeah, I feel as
And
though
then
I'm not saying that you was
the money
you supposed
fell.
to just like you're not supposed to take your trips or do whatever. You could do whatever you feel as though you needs. Like me myself, like I didn't just use all my money for what I need. I bought me clothes and
Mhm.
did things, but I still feel as though you should save. You should have something to the side to make sure you secure yourself in the long run. And I feel like a lot of people just did. They just, you know what I mean?
You know, I worked like my whole life to be like a boss, right? I always wanted to be my own boss, blah, blah. So I built this whole nonprofit, and I'm like, finally,
But
I'm
it's
an
tiring.
exec, right? I did it. Like, I ain't do it
But
yet.
you in the
But I'm in the position.
Yeah.
And
You
I'm
laying
in the
the
books,
foundation down.
right? I'm in the books. Like when it's all said and done, the first out of my pictures did great. When that PUA shit happened, that shit made me like realize how much of a scam capitalism is. Like, cause me and my wife bust our ass. You feel me? Like every day. And I didn't hate on nobody that got it. Like kudos to everybody that got that shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at them, but it just put into perspective for me what I've been chasing for so long. What I've been chasing is like the American dream is a scam. The whole capitalism